Hi guys, so welcome to my first ever Flip Through Friday, and today I'm going to be flipping through the Find Your Voice journal, which is a journal that was created by Noor Unhar, and it is a guided poetry journal for finding your heart and your art, and I absolutely loved it. The first thing to say about this journal is it was a gift from my boyfriend, and then also what's really nice about this journal is it has a lot of pre-created kind of collages all the way through, so it's a really aesthetic journal to work through. The collages are just gorgeous. I keep pulling up the same one to show you, but I'm trying to find a different one. Like this. Oh, beautiful. Really gorgeous collages all the way through it. So, if we open this up, you kind of get your introduction, your contents, all that jazz. And then this journal is split into 3 sections. So you have your part 1, which is uncovering your writing style. Part 2, which is discovering poetic devices, and part 3, which is finding your voice. So if we skip ahead to part 1, understanding your writing style. So there's just a lot of kind of different little prompts. I really liked this prompt. Finish the sentence, if tomorrow our sky is no longer blue. I loved that one. It was one of the first poems I created, and it's just one of my favourites. And then, what if your walls could talk? Favourite dactyls, so it kind of teaches you some different devices. Write a letter to someone who lives in the future. What happened in your life today? You can tell it's lockdown because look at that picture of me in my Duvet. Write about your unpopular opinions. Write for 5 minutes without stopping. Oh, create your own playlist. This one was gorgeous. So I used this picture from Mindful Hookup, and then I created the playlist Playing Amongst the Stars. And my song choices were Fresh Air, The Moon, Dirty Feet, No More Thinking, You Make Life Easy, and Knotted Hair, and I loved that. And then this one was really cool as well. This was Write a Commencement Speech to the Dream School You Couldn't Attend. And I chose to talk about Hogwarts, but I absolutely loved writing a commencement speech. I didn't actually know what one was because UK, we don't particularly do that, but it was a lot of fun. What would your phone say to you? This was one of my favourite pages as well. Pick some of your favourite words and translate them in different languages. So we've got like magic, inspired, happiness, crystal, and freedom, and there's some really cool translations there. Cook a dish made up of words. If everything had gone according to plan of your younger self, which is quite funny to fill in. You have to make traditions, stuff like that. There's just like different writing prompts. I really enjoyed this one, which was talking about the meaning of your name. I created this little picture spread, so it does encourage you to make collages throughout as well, which is quite nice. Fill the space with oxymorons, describe the smell of rain. Oh, and then we move into part 2, which is discovering poetic devices. So the first one was talking about, so it splits it up. So the first one was prose poetry. I love prose poetry, one of my favourite things to do. Talking about the cultural climate during the year you were born. Talking about your pet, the last time you were outside in the rain. Flip to a magazine page and write a poem based on something about that. And then you move into found poetry, so using a book and passages from the last thing you read. So I read The Sky is Everywhere, and then I also used some extracts from Pride and Prejudice as well. Write a found poem using phrases and passages from today's newspaper. And I loved how this turned out. Find normal, ease carefully, without measures, its exit. It's needed in the summer, acutely aware, soft, harvest has barely begun. And again, like the images throughout are just gorgeous. So like these come in the book, and I just think they're stunning. Found poem using words or phrases from social media timeline. Song lyrics, and then you move into part 3. I found this one. Oh no, this one was fine. I think it's the next one I found a real struggle. Very cute. Oh, I just love these pages. Falling out of love, talking about a childhood bedtime story. This is one of my favourite pages that come in it. It's just beautiful. Write a poem about long distance friendships or relationships. This is the one. So this is part 4. This was, I'm not even going to be able to say it, Aberdictarian. I struggled with this one. But it's fun to try and push yourself to be more creative. I loved that about this journal. Got another gorgeous page. And then a pistol. So again, creating more collages of my own, and there being some in there. And then a gazelle. Again, I found this one really hard as well to kind of get the poetic structure. I'm much more of a prose poem writer. I just like to ramble with my poetry. But it is good to challenge yourself, and that's fantastic. Write a gazelle about your childhood hometown in the fall. This was talking about the differences between you and your family. I kind of just talked about how we all protect each other and how there may be these differences, but all in all, that's the main bit. Talking about political views. Again, this is gorgeous. Write a poem about your family history. So I am half Scottish, so that's me talking about that. Another beautiful page. Write a poem in free verse about falling in love. If you ever want to see any of these poems, let me know, by the way. And then this is part 3, so this is Find Your Voice. So these are just prompts to kind of help encourage you to use the poetic devices you've learned to then create your own poems. So they gave you some words to work with. The last song you listened to, another gorgeous page. 2 fictional characters coming to life, write a poem about it. Write a poem including the line, "We borrowed history." Oh, I loved this one. Absolutely loved it. Write a poem in which you repeat the word pale 3 times. I am very pale, so that was quite easy. I've just talked about myself. Write a poem using all the following words. Recall a sunset you didn't capture on camera but wish you did. Talk about, grab a book, turn to page 50 and find a few inspirational lines and use them as a starting point for a new poem. So I turned to my illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And the line was, "Dumbledore let me stay on as the game's keeper. Great man Dumbledore." And then I added on, "Take magic into every day. Accept loyalty. Fight for the truth. Believe in the good in people. Admire bravery. Be an advocate for change and equality. Allow yourself to love." So that was my Dumbledore inspiration. Describe 2 features from your favourite pop star's face. Write a poem about a clock that only runs backwards. Envision a night when the sky dusks off everyone's thoughts at the stroke of midnight. Write a poem using the ocean as a metaphor for change. Oh, just another gorgeous page. Write a poem including the line, "Dead flowers are talking." Love that. Write a poem inspired by your favourite painting. And I found this really funny because one of my favourite paintings in the world is Starry Night, and that's the one they recommended. I have a lot of connotations with Starry Night. For me, it's associated with a lot more than just art. Talk about life being like delicate china. Another gorgeous page. Write a poem inspired by a fairy tale. This turned really dark. Talk about an alternative universe. Talking about like hometowns. Write a poem where you repeat the word light 3 times. Write a poem about your hopes and dreams, and you had to make a collage inspired by what you wrote. Write an angry poem about a villainous fictional character. Oh, there's this one. Write a poem using all of the following words: decay, glory, moon and stone. It went down a dark route. And then we're coming up to the end. Make a list of your favourite flowers. Describe a family tradition. What is your favourite word? write a poem about an event that changed you as a person, create a collage to go alongside with it. And yeah, this was the full Find Your Voice journal. I really do highly recommend this journal. I think you can get it on Amazon. I just absolutely loved it. It is a piece of art in itself, and I think that can be really motivating in creating your own kind of art through poetry. So yeah, I